Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how I apply Clinique Beyond Perfection foundation. The reason I want to film this video is because I have had a major kind of love-hate situation with this foundation. When it first came out, I was really taken in by the fact that it's a concealer and foundation in one, so it's the fullest of coverages, or it claims to be. Over the course of the last few months, honestly, I've tried applying this with Real Technique sponges, beauty blenders, and that just leaves it patchy. It's very thick and it dries very fast, so I end up with patchiness in different colors and just doesn't blend very well with a beauty blender. I've also tried applying it with a foundation brush, and it just, again, doesn't work for me. I find I'm getting brush strokes and marks, and it just doesn't look like skin. It looks like very heavy makeup. However, recently I've been applying this using the good old method of just using my fingers and things like that, and I think I've nailed it. For me, using my fingers, even though it's a very old way to do makeup, and you know, a lot of people say not to do it, but it gets it right. This seems to come out fairly perfect. So if you are looking for a full coverage foundation and you just want your skin to look absolutely flawless, this may be the one for you. Okay, so we've got my hair tied back. I'm gonna start this look off with clean, just cleansed skin, and I'm using my current moisturiser, which is actually a drugstore one. It's Boots No. 7 Early Defense Day Cream. This is their moisturiser for youthful skin that doesn't necessarily need the major anti-aging things yet. I have recently switched to this from Dermalogica in order to save a bit of money, and I'm really quite impressed. I bought the night cream as well. So yes, right now I like this product. Okay, moisturiser is soaking in. Now the next product I'm going to use is the L'Oreal Infallible Mattifying Base Primer. Again, another product I've had a bit of a love-hate situation with. However, because this foundation is so thick and almost cream in consistency, this is a very wet liquid primer, and I feel the two work together quite well. So this, again, has been working for me with this look. And I basically, with the primer, I just start to apply to the areas of concern, so my nose, and I always do my under eyes because that's where I tend to get lines, and I do find that priming helps me with that. And I just rub it into all of my pores, and then with the excess I just go over the rest of my face because it is a liquid primer, so it can pretty much go everywhere. This primer does leave a slightly oily feeling on the skin, so it doesn't dry on as well as, for instance, the Benefit Professional does. But again, for this kind of thick foundation, I feel like a wetter product works better. I think it gives the foundation that bit more moisture, so it spreads easier, you can work into your face. So it works into your face just that bit better than it would normally. Go, and always pat primers in to make sure they fill the pores as best as possible. Okay, now that our primer is on, I'm just going to let that sit for sort of 2 to 5 minutes just to really let it sink in. As I said, the product does kind of stay wet, but still let it dry in that little bit. I think if you apply a foundation straight on top, it's just going to spread the primer around, and there's no point in priming if you can do that. Okay, I've now zoomed you in and we are primed and ready to go. Okay, so those of you that know this product know that it comes with the very large doe foot applicator, rather like a normal concealer. So the way that I see a lot of beauty gurus applying this is they swipe the product all over their face, and then they will use a beauty blender or brush to basically spread the product around their face. And then some of them go in and use this as a concealer as well, but in general they tend to use a different concealer. The way I do it is obviously with my fingers. A lot of people look down on applying makeup with your fingers, but all I'm going to say is apply makeup the way it works for you. With this product, this works for me. Usually I'm a fan of a beauty blender sponge rather than brushes, but with this product it just didn't work for me. It goes blotchy. I filmed a previous video, and when I was editing it, it just looked so bad that I was like, I'm gonna have to try a few different methods before I go recommending this product. The way I apply this product is in little places. Now I found this product dries down very quickly, so to get around that, I apply one part, so I just put a dab, and then I will use my fingers to spread that around my face as quickly as possible, and I will do sections. So I tend to do one half of my face and then move to the other half, and then forehead, under eyes, etc. So yes, I just apply it as quickly as possible to avoid any drying down or patchiness, which is what I've been struggling with. I am using a mirror behind the viewfinder, so if I'm looking that way, that's why. If, like me, you do have a beard, what you want to do is be applying this with your finger, basically all around the beard. Try not to get it on your beard, because as soon as the product goes on the hair, it tends to look a bit silly. But what I then do later is use a beauty blender just to smudge it in to give it more of a natural finish. Also, for anyone that is noticing, this product is, I think, one shade too dark for me, but it's not bad. I am actually wearing spray tan at the moment, so I feel like it kind of goes with the rest of my body. And same on the other side. With this product, because it's so thick, I do swipe. I swipe and pat depending on the texture of my skin, where it's going. So I know a lot of people don't like applying product with swiping motion. With a beauty blender I wouldn't swipe, but with my finger and this product, I think it works perfectly. Again, this foundation, honestly, I found very difficult to get to look good, and now that I've got it looking great, I love it, and I just wanted to share this technique with you. We're just going to do our nose and forehead now. And again, same as my beard, I go around my eyebrows. I try to get right in as close as possible, and again, if any product gets near the hair or anything, I will later use a sponge to fix that. Right now, that is my entire face with one coat of Clinique Beyond Perfection, and I hope you can see in the camera, it has given my skin this really very flawless looking, dewy appearance. It is, I wouldn't say it's completely matte, it's quite a matte product, but it does give my skin this beautiful glow, which is why I was originally sold on this product. I am now going to go in on my under eyes and just conceal those extras to give them a bit more coverage. I would also conceal the scar on my forehead and just sort of have a look and just make sure everything's covered the way I want it to be. And with my under eyes, I just apply product directly to the area that I want to cover, and then I gently pat that in, just sort of really being careful and just paying attention to exactly where it's going. This is exactly the same colour as the foundation, so you don't have to worry about getting like any weird white marks around your eye or anything. It's going to be the exact same colour. So again, it's going to be that perfectly natural, flat kind of look. So again, a lot of people like to use a much lighter under eye concealer. I do sometimes, but I think it gives an artificial look. I prefer everything to look kind of flat and then bronze and highlight, you know, afterwards. That's just my preference. You can sort of see the difference between one eye and the other now. Anyway, here is my skin now. I'm trying to get some good lighting. It is tricky because it's the middle of the day and I have a huge window in my room. I think you can see that it's fairly flawless, or as flawless as my face is ever going to get. If you have any recommendations for a good setting powder that I could use for, you know, a natural look, let me know, because I would be eager to learn more. I was looking at True Match. What do you think of that? My current powder is just the Revlon Photo Ready. The reason I chose Photo Ready is because I was getting flashback in photographs, and obviously with the name being Photo Ready, I thought at least that'll solve that issue, which it has. With this, I just used the little brush that came with it just to sweep under my eye. Obviously that's the area you want to set the most, because we want to do everything we can to stop those bloody creases. I would then just use a powder brush. I've got this teeny little one from Babyliss that I like. I'll just dab that into the powder, and I will just tap off some excess, and I will just kind of gently dab that all over my face. And once it's dabbed in, I will use the same brush just to buff it off, because you don't want to be absolutely covered in powder. Anyone out there who is a bit of a makeup novice or reasonably new to makeup, or was new to makeup at some point, Do you agree with me that powder is one of the scariest products? So I was just remember when I was in school and all the girls who used to wear loads of makeup always used to have the most powdery looking makeup, and of course because of that I now associate powder with cakiness. So whenever someone says they've got cakey makeup, I think it's because you've got loads of powder on your face. That's probably why I went so long without trying powder. But now that the product is all over my face, I will just use my damp beauty blender. It's only a little damp, not soaking wet or anything, but I'll use that just to buff gently around my beard. What this is doing is it's kind of moving the foundation just a little bit down into the skin around the hair, so at least you get no, you know, weird color line change, and it's also taking the foundation off of any hair that it was on, so it will avoid that dusty mustache feeling. As with the beard, I also use the damp sponge. The little thin end I will use to gently go in and take product off of my eyebrows. Again, I think professional makeup artists and beauty gurus and things, they all draw their eyebrows on, or they use pencil to fill in their eyebrows, which is great, but if you don't do that, this is a handy tip that no one ever told me. I just tried it one time and it worked perfectly. But with eyelashes, another little tip is just to lick your fingers and just use them to just pull through gently, and again all you're doing is just rubbing the foundation off of your lashes. Final touches for this. So I'm not going to use much bronzer because this foundation is already tanned. I don't feel that I need more bronze, but just to help again with making everything look, you know, continuous and that there's no weird missing bits or anything, I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer actually just to fill in the area in my beard. So I'm just going to go in there, and again it's just going to help that transition from my skin color to the skin under my beard, because obviously the skin under your beard is always whiter because no sunlight gets to it. I will also just bronze my neck a bit. The reason I'm doing this is just because the foundation I'm wearing is that little bit darker than my actual face. So again, I'm just kind of, use your own eyes, look in the mirror. If everything's matching, brilliant. If it's not matching, change something. If you do want to be more tanned, bronze. But don't feel you have to bronze if you don't need to. But again, just to make sure everything's even, just gently dabbing a little bit of bronzer around the sides. This is just to make sure there is no missing areas. I'm just going to use this little Sleek highlighter. Sleek is a brand I've never tried until I bought this, and I'm in love with it. It's so nice. The packaging is beautiful. I love that it's got the shiny logo. It's really good quality plastic. It's nice. This is their powder contour kit. So you get two colors, the dark and the light. This is the most natural looking highlight I've ever tried, in powder form anyway. I really don't use the contour color ever. I think if I didn't have a beard and I was going to contour my whole face, then I would love it. But I've never felt the need to do that. My beard's contour enough, quite frankly. I think it's dark down there. Don't want to make it much darker. But the palest color I really like. So again, what I do is I'm just going to take my finger. I do use the little mirror it comes with because I like to get really close for this. And I will just gently apply to the areas I want highlighted. So I will rub it into my nose and just buff that in. I do sometimes use a brush to help with this too. So we might do that. And again, I'm just going to highlight the center of my forehead. All the areas you just want to look beautiful. And finally, the top of my cheekbone, which runs from here to here. And I don't want to apply too much. I just want it to have that nice little gentle hint that really tricks people's eyes into thinking your cheekbones are more defined, you know, than they are. And then what I'll do is just use my Real Techniques, I believe this is a contour brush, and I will just dab on top. This is just to remove any excess, and again, just buff it in. Make sure you haven't got any weird like patches or lines. But I really do love this highlight so much for a natural finish. I also really love the Benefit What's Up highlight, very much so, but it's not as natural looking as this. And to complete this look, we're now just going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. Again, I'm a really huge fan of this. I have used the Urban Decay setting sprays as well, and honestly I just found this one to be better. It's got like a paste in it and a liquid, so it has the little plastic balls that break the product up. And what I do with this is I will just hold it kind of quite far away from my face and gently mist my whole face. So there we have it. Now, as you can see, this is the finished result. I hope you'll agree that this is a fairly natural but full coverage, perfect skin kind of look. I am not a professional beauty guru, but this is my take on full coverage. I really like it. It does give me that kind of boost of confidence where you know that anyone looking at you is probably thinking, damn, your skin is flawless. Even though it's not really my go-to look, I'm definitely a more natural finish kind of person, but I have been quite taken with this recently. Please comment below and let me know what your thoughts on the product are. Let me know how it applies for you. Do you prefer a sponge or a brush with this? For me, using my fingers to apply this really is the key to using this product. Please remember to like this video, which really helps more people see my channel, and subscribe if you'd like to be notified next time I post a video. Until then, thanks very much, and for now, bye.